Hey guys, this is Dave from Vanguard here with a PiP Showdown. I have not done these for a while, and I don't know, I might be a little rusty, but let's see how it goes. It's as you see in the title, it's gonna be Nouvelle versus Shadow Paladin Witches. Panyanana. But I guess this video is kind of like a way to show you guys how broken Nouvelle still is. Of course, in the current format, Nouvelle is very powerful, and of course, in Legion, it'll be still powerful. I think just need to change a little text here and forth. But alright, enough talking. Just gonna go right into the PiP Showdown. It's gonna be 2 matches together, so make sure you guys enjoy. It's gonna be like a 20-minute video, so let's get on to it. Alright. And I'm gonna start about this thing right about now. Alright, so of course my guest is the best Kagero player I should know is Domino Pairs 21. Of course, Kanero's banned, even in Japanese format, but in English format also. So he can't start with Kanero anymore, and of course he's just following the rules. And I'm gonna attack, and he takes 2 damage off the start, but he gets a draw trigger, so it actually evens out. He's gonna get into Berserk Dragon. Usually people use their Cannon Blast early, try to go Berserk, but you know, of course he did. He decided to retire my goat, because it's a threat apparently, so got rid of my goat. But that wasn't his strategy. His strategy was to get into Cruel Dragon, so he can play his other Grade 3 in his hand, which was, in my opinion, brilliant. He attacks, and of course I'm going to take the Vanguard attack, and that was 1 damage. Now he's a little ahead than I am, which for me it's kind of bad because I know that the next turn he's probably going to ride into Nouvelle. If not, I mean, he's still ahead on the 3. So I decided, okay, well, I don't have any boosters in my hand. Might as well try to attack the rear guard, try to get a trigger, which I didn't get a trigger, so it didn't affect. So I was a little less on damage, so I was like, okay, let's just go for the rear guard. Because, I mean, giving him more damage isn't really exactly going to help my situation at the moment. Which, as I predicted, Nouvelle came out. So I'm like, ah, Nouvelle. That thing's so bad. But Nouvelle's just good how it is. He's going to attack my rear guard. Attack my Vanguard, of course, Nouvelle's effect. I mean, I can't activate any of my triggers. So I just took all damages. No crits. So pretty good. And I'm only at 30 damage, but he's only at 1. So it's going to be harder for me to push in with his current hand advantage at the moment. I'm going to use Rias' skill. Get rid of his Interceptor. Well, attempt to get rid of his Interceptor with the 0. He's going to look at top 5 first before he activates his effect. And of course, there should be a 0 because the game just started, and there should be a ton. I mean, run 16 triggers. He got his draw trigger like any good player would, so he can at least use the draw triggers for something else. If not, I mean, he can at least crit me on the next turn when he pushes with Nouvelle. So, brilliant strategy. I activate the effect again, just replace his Dauntless with another just 0. Panyanana. But, going on, I'm going to activate my Legion. I guess my sole purpose of doing that was so I have 4 cards in the drop zone, and then activate the Legion skill. Which now I'm going to just minus my opponent for 3 zeros on his field, so he's going to be at minus 15. Wow, Nouvelle minus 15. I don't think that's going to do too much. I think he's at minus 2 at the moment, which, I mean, that 13k body, man, I can't get over that. But anyways, I'm going to go for 30 on his minus 2. He just takes it, of course. No triggers, but whatever, that's fine. I was hoping I'll hit at least a critical trigger, which I didn't. I was like, ah, so bad. But this kind of ends it. I think like this is gonna be like the last few minutes of this round because he's just gonna go Nouvelle and push with criticals, and I can't even heal. So it's kind of bad that Nouvelle just negates triggers. Honestly, Nouvelle is just really bad. Even Domino said I was probably gonna rant about Nouvelle this whole PiP Showdown, which I am right now. So, oh yeah, shout outs to you, Domino Pairs. But he's going to use his Grade 3 Searcher, get a Dauntless to his hand. So now he has at least a beater that can do stuff. Now he's going to use Gatling Claw's effect, get rid of my booster that I have for 0. Which, I mean, I was kind of predicting this. It's going to be, he's like, okay, you can't use that 10k block because I'm Nouvelle. So I'm like, so bad. But he crit me, and as you know, I can't heal, and I can't even get the power boost. So now I have to guard with everything in my hand, which I think I have enough blocks to block the other cards, except the only fact is that I don't have any cards to attack him back, which I thought was one bad thing about this Legion because of the hand size, which, I mean, it's okay, but it's just that the fact some people don't actually play, think that Legion's a little early game, but honestly, it really depends on the deck that you're playing, which, for Witches, I should have played a little late game with this deck, but honestly, at the situation where he superior ride and then went to Nouvelle, it wasn't really the right time to push in. But I'm gonna use Rias' skill, Fianna his field, and attack for 20, which I'm not gonna, it doesn't do too much anyways. I was just trying to save some resources in my hand so I can guard. So I got a crit trigger, and gonna attack, he's just gonna take it, so now next turn he can just crit me and save his hand just in case he needs it for the next turn afterwards. Domino Paris is a really person that calculates his next turn as well. Now he's just gonna go all balls on my field. I'm like, well, I'm done. Nice knowing you, Nouvelle. But now he has a 20k field and everything. Just, I perfect guarded it. Did not matter, he got that crit. And that just ended my life because I didn't have guards. But that was game 1. Of course, Nouvelle won because of that Troll Dragon superior ride. Now going on to round 2 right away. Of course, I'm going first because I lost. I'm going to ride into my 6k because, well, no explain needed. So just watch the map for a little while. He's just going to attack with the 6, which I was like, huh, that's a little weird. But honestly, he told me that his reasons for doing that is he wanted to bait out the 10Ks because he knows I was going to guard anyway, so might as well just let you bait out the 10K. Like, okay, that's fine, whatever. I needed some cards in the drop zone in my opinion, but I only gave him 1 damage. He can't use his effect, so he can't Cruel Dragon. And I guess he didn't have a Gatling Claw. I just decided, okay, well, we started this game. I'm gonna guard a little early, and then I'm just gonna start pushing, try to get my twin drives going on, and gather some cards because I know that playing against Nouvelle, I do need certain cards in my hand. And of course, he got into Dauntless. Good for me, because Dauntless is, how should I put it, a little late game card, because he has to be 4 damage, goes in Dauntless, try to attack 2 times with Dauntless's effect. He got Nouvelle with Red Pulse's effect, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to save it until the end, because he's just want to do that Dauntless push. So my strategy here was like, okay, well, he's going to play this game, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to set out a field because that's what he does. So just going to let him go on. Activate Gojo, try to filter their cards, which I thought was really great that Gojo's there just filtering out cards. Now he's going to attack with Dauntless, which for me it's a 10k block, so I'll just do the 10k block. I mean, if he gets a crit, double crit, oh well. But how the game goes, 2 to pass is usually a good answer for guarding. Going on my turn, I'm just going to attack. I'm not going to put anything out because Kagero's just retired my field anyway. So I'm like, alright, you can retire my goat, but you're not going to retire anything else. He was like, well, you can, I was going to attempt 2 to pass, but it didn't work, whatever. Now his turn, he's going to set out another Gojo and then filter more cards so he can get the resources that he wants. Brilliant strategy. He's going to attack for 20. I take it. I thought it was a trigger, critical trigger. It was like, no, it wasn't a critical trigger, but you can take it if you want. I'm like, nah. So I'm just going to attack. I mean, this is going to be a little back and forth going. We're just trying to conserve our hands, just try to wait for our big blows. Because Domino Paris with his Nouvelle and then me with my Rias. So I'm just going to, my strategy was I'm going to try to make him set cards, make his field into zeros, go Rias, boom, minus 30 or 25 or some sort. Now I'm at 2 Counterblast. I have enough cards in the drop zone for Legion, so I can start hitting for that 20k. So I'm gonna go Legion regardless, because I want to start hitting that 20k attack. And of course, High Legion. Definitely put all my triggers back because I want to see him more often. And if I get him to my hand, that's also great. It's a 10k block. So just gonna shuffle my deck, and I'm just counting asking cards in Domino Paris' hands, which is a lot. So for me, it's gonna be a little hard to go through. But I should start playing this game. I decided to use Fianna's effect. Get rid of his Gojos because they're a little annoying. So I'm not gonna let him filter cards anymore. And of course, he has to reveal 10, so I'm gonna get rid of both of them. Domino Paris is deciding what to put, and I guess he wanted to keep the draw trigger, so he's just gonna put a heal trigger instead. Which, I mean, I'm like, fine, that's fine. You don't have Legion to put cards back, so whatever triggers out, I mean, you can't use them again. So that's the only advantage that I had against his Break Ride deck. And then, of course, I'm going to use Fianna's second skill, which is if I have the same card in on the field as the Legion, I can sack the card, draw 2 cards, which is really nice. And then I'm going to start minusing his field. Wait, not exactly minus, but make them into zeros. I'm going to downgrade them. Panyanana. That's what they do. But I'm just going to start getting rid of his cards one by one. And I decided I'll get rid of the Gojo, because Gojo's really annoying because he gets to filter cards over and over and over again. So I'm just going to get rid of his field a little bit, make him into zeros, attack for 20. I healed, which is really nice because I know that when he goes into Dauntless, I'll need those damages so I can just take him. Which is really important because when he attacks again and again, I mean, it's going to be a little critical. But I guess he wanted to stay at 3 at the moment, just testing out, so like he is not too far away from the damage that I am, so he can actually catch up. So he decided he's gonna use Gatling Call skill. He's gonna use the Dragon skill to retire 1 card on my field. I mean, he's gonna do his thing on minusing my field. This is why I did not put cards on my field, because I knew that the fact that he was gonna do this. Now it's going to be a little easier for me to guard because his field is filled with zeros. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'll just guard it because the power boost got a little down, so it's easier for the guard. Alright, now I'm just going to play this game where I'm going to try to collect cards and wait for him to have a full field of zeros. Boom! Going to hit that big columns. Alright, I'm going to use Aaron Rod's skill, do my filter cards. Going to have my 12k attacker on the side, and then just making another column. At least have 2 columns on the field. And I hit that crit, so he's at 5 damage. Congratulations to me. He's at a 21k Vanguard at the moment with 2 triggers, so I'm going to attack for 21. Effective. Now he's going to ride into his Nouvelle. So now he decided he'll go first on his big attack. So for me, if I can manage this, I'm going to start minusing him slowly. Like this card, I mean this deck, honestly, they're not really the type where you should just boom like Die Kaiser. I think this is more of a deck that you should kind of conserve and then activate Rias' effect, minus them big, and then just start pushing them from there because they lost a lot of cards. Which, he used Dauntless' skill, he didn't hit any crits whatsoever. Luckily for me, I am at 4 damage. And of course, Nouvelle negates triggers, whatever. I still got enough cards because I've been collecting cards. That's why I try not to rush with these decks. Which, I mean, now I ride into Rias, now I'm going to start my thing of minusing his field. Aaron Rod's skill filter cards so I can get other cards that can turn the cards into zeros. Now I'm going to start my minusing with Rias' effect. Top 5, get a 0 on the field. Alright. His deck looks pretty thin, so I was guessing like he didn't have much triggers left. So he was probably not relying on triggers anymore because he knows his situation very well. Now I'm going to use Soul Blast, get a card on the field and make it a 0. So now he, as you see on the field, he has 5 zeros. Big smiley face. His field is filled with zeros. Now I'm gonna activate Legion, or not activate, perform Legion. Legion, seek tomato, and I'm gonna retire Witch minus his field. He's gonna be at minus 25. Minus 25. It's pretty crazy. Most people were like, oh, god damn it, I'm dead. But Domino Paris was like, I have enough cards, I got this. Honestly, for most players, they would go like, oh shit. So, now I actually minused him for 30 because I activated the other card that sacks another witch, and if he has 2 or more zeros, it's minus 5. So now he's gonna perfect guard the first one, obviously. And of course, I didn't hit any triggers, but that's fine. He's at minus 30. So technically, he's only at like minus 15 or so. He got another perfect guard, so he guarded, and then he had a third perfect guard, so he perfect guarded that. So I was like, oh god, you had 3 perfect guards. And now he's gonna activate Nouvelle skill, blow up my field. I'm like, oh. Oh well, at least his column's not that big, so luckily I can probably guard that. So now he's gonna try to make a full field, have interceptors at least, so he can intercept one of my attacks, I guess. And now he's gonna attack with Nouvelle. Blow up my field. I have perfect guard, so I'm gonna guard that. He's obviously not gonna hit triggers because I know that he has like none left in his deck. And of course, I just took the last one. So now I am at 5. I'm gonna start minusing his field again. Rias' skill, target the booster, obviously, because I want to prepare for my next attack just in case. But of course, no zeros. Wow. So he has 5 cards in his deck. So either way, I could have grinded this out or just push him, which I did. So I'm just gonna set out cards and just push. I had to save the other cards. They were not gonna hit against Nouvelle, so it was better to keep them. So I was attacking for 25, and he was asking if I activated the skill. No, Rias' skill you can only activate when the turn you Legion. So keep in mind. And of course he's like, okay, I'm gonna guard. Alright, 2 to pass. No, not 1 to pass, 2 to pass. First check, critical, rear guard. Second check, critical. I won by sacking. But either way, I got the game against Nouvelle. I was like, ah. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was like a 18-minute, wow, that's pretty long. But the match was pretty good, honestly, in my opinion, because we actually both activated our top performance of our decks, which, I mean, I think that all matches should do. So if you like the video and the match and the PiP Showdown, just comment, rate, subscribe down here, and give a thumbs up, and subscribe up there. So yeah, of course, me and Daniel are, well, I mean, I don't know about Daniel, but I purchased a new deck from set 17, so I hope you guys look forward to Brawlers. But yeah, like always, imagine the victory. I am Vanguard. Nouville's crazy. Ta-na-na-na. Got some previous videos at the bottom, and make sure you guys are subscribed to I Am Vanguard.